What is up, guys? Dan Ken Reacts here. Today I'll be reacting to Nickelodeon Lost Media by All Things Lost. Now, I heard some of Nickelodeon's like Lost stuff. Like I know the the Gibby show. I think that was supposed to be a spinoff right after iCarly ended. Um, I think there was a pilot episode that got filmed. I don't know if that's found. But I heard that there was I think the only thing that was found was a script for the pilot, and I think there was also some screenshots or pictures of um, the pilot as well. But I don't think the full pilot was found, or maybe it was. But I heard this was supposed to be right after iCarly ended, and it was supposed to be I think where Gibby basically stays in Seattle, and then Carly moves in with, I guess Carly moves with her dad, and then Carly goes to college where I guess where her dad's at. Sam and Freddie Sam and Freddie are not there because Sam moved out, I believe, from her house, and I think she also went to Los Angeles, and of course that's when we got the Sam and Cat spinoff series. And so Freddie, I don't know why Freddie's not in there. They didn't mention why he's not there, but I know Carly's not in Seattle no more. Sam's not in there. Spencer, I guess he's not in there either. But it's just Gibby, and so it's just him, and I think Gubby does appear in there too, but it's mostly just Gibby. I think Gibby's still in the same high school as they were in, and then I guess the show didn't get picked up because when they did a test screening of this, I guess they didn't like it, and so they were also filming Sam and Cat as well, the pilot episode, and I guess that one got more. I guess that one got more attention than the Gibby one. So I guess Gibby never got greenlit because it was due to poor, I guess, reviews, and then Sam and Cat got more of a big, like, I guess big attention or big rating, and so that's why Sam and Cat got picked up from Nickelodeon, which that was kind of a waste because that show did not last long. It only lasted like one season, like 31 episodes. Gibby could have at least lasted like maybe like 2 or 3 seasons, but that was a waste. So Gibby got canceled, or I guess scrapped it, and then Sam and Cat aired only for like 1 year, and that's it. And then it got canceled that quick. But what do y'all think? Should Gibby actually be better than Sam and Cat, or would y'all want Sam and Cat instead of Gibby? To me, I would rather have Gibby than Sam and Cat. I didn't really like Sam and Cat that much, but if Gibby was actually, I guess, more of an interesting character, maybe it would have been a popular show. Because I know a lot of people like Gibby in the show, so that's why they probably went that route. That's basically the same thing with like Joey getting his own show from Friends, um, or if Andre from Victorious got his own show because everybody loved him. That would have been the same thing. But I mean, I didn't see Sam and Cat as that much of a popular show. I mean, a lot of people didn't really like it that much either. But I mean, I don't know. I rather prefer the Gibby show than Sam and Cat, just in my opinion. But let me know in the comments down below. Would y'all prefer the Gibby show or Sam and Cat? And then the original video will be in the description down below. If you want to check that out after this, be sure to do so. Subscribe to All Things Lost if you haven't already. Subscribe to their channel, and then also subscribe to this channel as well. And hit that notification button to get updates on videos I'll be posting on this channel. So without further ado, let's get to this video and see what, or I guess what's on the list for Lost Media.
Oh, hi there. On June 16th, 2022, Stranger Things actor Finn Wolfhard dropped a bombshell on us. The TikTok page
What?
Netflix Geeked posted a video where they asked some of the actors from Stranger Things what they geek out to. Eduardo Franco collects action figures. Caleb McLaughlin watches anime. Each W's in their own right, but they were all dwarfed by Finn's epic response. Finn Wolfhard geeks out to Lost Media.
What?
I know, this can only mean one thing. Mike Wheeler watches All Things Lost, comments on every video, is subscribed with notifications on, and never forgets to like a video. In Finn's internet-breaking video, he mentions Nickelodeon Lost Media in particular. So this one's for you, my man. And it's got everything. Classic
Okay.
Lost Media from
At
Nick's
least he's
early
into
days,
it, I
urban
mean.
legends, game show episodes that were banned by Nickelodeon, an unreleased pilot, and of
Yeah,
course,
that's the Gibby
SpongeBob
pilot.
SquarePants. So without further ado, here is just a glimpse at the wide world of Nickelodeon Lost Media.
But only a real live grown-up can call to order it for you. Of course, you can think of a nice
I mean, at least he's
lightweight
into it.
ask.
Not a lot of people are
Nickelodeon
into
Nasty,
Lost
please.
Media, but I am.
All
I
of
mean,
that. I feel like I'm
I love
constantly
Lost
blown
Media.
away by just how much is lost in the world. And I'm even more shocked when I find Lost Media that I actually watched as a kid. All That was a seminal show for Nickelodeon and a gateway to sketch comedy for an entire generation of kids, while also launching the careers of Amanda Bynes, Josh Server, Gabriel Iglesias, Ken Mitchell, Nick Cannon, Denzel Whitaker, Jamie Lynn Spears, and it even started the sketch comedy career of Kenan Thompson, who is now Saturday Night Live's longest-serving cast member. The show ran for
He's still
178
there.
episodes from 1994 to 2005, with a 35-episode revival in 2019, and was a major success for the network. The show garnered a cult following,
No, the
becoming one of
2019
those
version
shows that
sucked.
people
I'm sorry,
quote
it sucked.
regularly.
Hey, now what I eat for lunch is between me and my sweet tummy now. Back off!
And would have a long-lasting effect on the network with its spin-offs The Nick Cannon
Oh,
Show,
yeah.
Kenan and Kel, and The Amanda Show, which itself spun off to Drake,
Drake
and
and
Josh.
Josh.
And one of its sketches, Good Burger, even got its own movie. When you have a show that is this influential and goes this hard, there is usually a home media release and an entire fan base that has every episode recorded. But All That never saw a release on VHS or DVD. This compounded with some episodes not being re-aired for decades, a substantial amount
Dang.
of All That has slipped through the cracks, becoming lost. But the show's lasting popularity was not lost on Nickelodeon. Because of an overwhelming online demand, in 2011, Nickelodeon aired a program block called The 90s Are All That, with its name obviously being derived from the classic show. This block proved to be important for Lost Media. In its first year, Nickelodeon used the block to air the lost film Crybaby Lane and rare episodes of All That. But when these episodes had re-aired, they
And I do remember that block. They literally kept rebranding it so many times. It was the 90s are all that. The 90s are all that. The Splat, then it became Nick Splat, and then later on it became Nick Rewind, and now it's gone. They literally discontinued it in 2022, so it's been around for like almost 11 years, but that sucks that they basically just discontinued it. Now T-Nick sucks now. It's so boring. So now the only thing that airs in this old time slot is the Loud House. That's it. So honestly, I wish they brought it back and aired some more stuff. 'Cause I know there's a lot of lost Nickelodeon stuff from the 90s and 2000s that haven't even got their own like, I guess DVD like set, and also it's not on Paramount Plus either. So I feel like some of that stuff should air on the network too, but still, they should bring that back or make its own channel. But Crybaby Lane, I do remember watching that on the 90s or on that. I haven't seen that. It came out, I think, when I was just born. This came out in 2000. I think I was around like almost like 8 months when this came out. So I started watching it in 2011. But Crybaby Lane, it was creepy though. I can see why it became Lost Media, but it wasn't that bad. Not to me, of course.
been edited. See, each episode of All That ends with a musical guest, but because of copyright concerns, when the episodes were re-aired on the 90s Are All That, the musical guests, the sketches introducing them, and the end credits were all removed. And
What?
these airings excluded all of season 1, which hasn't been broadcast since 2005, including the show's 1994 pilot episode featuring musical guest TLC, which is fitting since they sing the show's theme song. Eventually, all of season 1 was
Oh,
posted
rest
to
in
YouTube by a
peace,
fan
rest
who
in
recorded
peace.
them as a
Oh.
kid. The only episode of season 1 that remains partially lost is A Few Good Men, where the musical guest was accidentally recorded over with an episode of Power Rangers. These
Oh.
re-airings and the discovery of the first season still left 20 episodes incomplete and 29 episodes completely lost from the
Dang.
original 178 episode run. Some of the most remarkable lost episodes are from seasons 8 and 9, mostly because they have Jamie Lynn Spears as a main cast member. And this is especially strange since Jamie would return as a guest for the season 11 reboot. It is possible that these episodes and maybe entire seasons are being kept from the public due to actors not agreeing to their release. It could be possible that a digital release wasn't in their contracts at the time, and Nick isn't willing to pay the actors to renegotiate, but this is really just unfounded speculation. Along with the missing episodes from seasons 8 and 9, there are 2 unaired episodes from season 10 that were never released. One
Dang.
featuring Bow Wow, and another featuring musical guest Brie Larson, who at age 16 had a really embarrassing music career and had just released her debut album, P.E. Lord.
Who the heck is
These
Brie
episodes
Larson?
of All That have grown the reputation of being one of those cases where trolls claim to have recorded the lost episodes but refuse to post them online. So be careful out there when searching for this one. The Butcher. The search for this mysterious and possibly still unsolved short began on Reddit on September 20th, 2019, when dead user 00 posted this, asking for help to identify a horrifying clip he saw on Nickelodeon as a kid. I used to live in South America. Back in the days, around the years 2001, 2004, Nickelodeon had non-original short films. I can't remember if it went on between shows as filler, or if it was showed throughout the entire night. I also don't know if this format was only used in South America. One short caught my attention for being way darker than the other things on Nickelodeon. The opening scene is the title of the movie in a black and white background. I believe it was called The Butcher. The film is black and white, and there is a hand with a butcher's knife butchering animals made out of real bones. I believe all the animals are small ones, like birds, rabbits, dogs, etc. They look like this. The video had no dialogue, only music, and maybe special effects. In the end, the skeleton animals rebel against the butcher. I'm not sure if only the hand of the butcher is shown, but I believe so. I also believe that the hand is a real human hand.
That's
I can't confirm
creepy.
it though. I also remember seeing bones inside glasses, and I believe the animal bones fused together at some point to make an abomination. Now, if this write-up isn't enough to pique your interest, this image has to. I believe the user actually made this themselves. Others came forward remembering the butcher, but no one could remember its actual name or come up with a video of it. Dead user 00 was able to rule out titles like Wienerville, 1988 Alice, Lupo the Butcher, the music video for Bad Man He Comin', various fan-made shorts that aired on Nick, and episodes of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Users also suggested the 2011 short film, Odokuro, and though Dead user thought the short looked like a copy of the butcher, it was released in 2011, not in the time frame that he would have seen it on Nickelodeon. Another bizarre short that Dead User 00 remembers airing around the same time was Strange Invaders, a 2001 Academy Award nominated short film published by the National Film Board of Canada. This brought up an interesting problem. The National Film Board was not directly associated with Nickelodeon, but it's since been proven that Strange Invaders aired on CBC, the Canadian Broadcast Corporation, and that the CBC would share programming with Nickelodeon on rare occasion. Dead User 00's post got so much attention that the National Film Board actually responded on Reddit, saying they were looking into the possibility of the short. Sadly, the only thing the NFB turned up was the Stone of Folly, that was not the short film being sought after. Eventually, Dead User 00 came to the conclusion that The Butcher is likely Simon Pummel's Butcher's Hook, though it's missing key details from his original post. And I can only show you so much of this video on YouTube without getting demonetized, because it's pretty messed up. It really does not look like something that would air on Nickelodeon, and it's yet to be verified if the short ever appeared on the channel in any region. All in all, the case sounds very similar to the real bones that were used in the making of Poltergeist, and the real bones that were used in Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean ride in the 60s.
Wait,
it would be
what?
really great to be able to include Nickelodeon on this list as well. But I am skeptical that Butcher's Hook is the short film that we're looking for. And until its airing on Nickelodeon is confirmed or denied, the existence of the early 2000s Nickelodeon short that used real bones remains unsolved. Double.
I thought I heard something about that where it's in that. I think they thought it was from what is it? Are You Afraid of the Dark or Crybaby Lane? I thought someone said that they thought they saw that on Crybaby Lane or the old Nickelodeon show Are You Afraid of the Dark, but at this point I don't think it is because he said that it was a short. But of course, since this was back in like the 2000s or like 1999 or somewhere around that time, Nick probably doesn't even have that stuff anymore, especially if it's from like back then. They probably don't remember or it's somewhere in their archive somewhere. But if it's that scary, then yeah, I don't think they would air it on their channel, especially like that. But I know they did have some creepier shows back then. but maybe it might be true, but at the same time, I thought I heard someone said that a while ago that it was probably from Crybaby Lane, but I don't know. It could be or it could be not. I mean, there's no known for sure. But he said it was a short, so I did remember hearing about that.
Dare. Double Dare is a classic Nickelodeon game show running from 1986 to 1993 with reboots in both 2000 and 2018. The show's main format had two teams competing against each other in trivia questions and messy physical challenges for cash and prizes. The original run was hosted by Mark Summers, the 2000 reboot by Jason Harris, and the 2018 version hosted by Eliza Koshy. All episodes from the 2000 and 2018 revivals are readily available, but of the 482 episodes from the original run, at least 27 episodes are lost. But this
What?
number is debatable because even in the Double Dare fandom, there are at least 11 episodes that's existence are unconfirmed. The original run was broken up into a few different titles: Double Dare, Super Sloppy Double Dare, Family Double Dare, Nickelodeon Family Double Dare, and the 2-episode special Super Special Double Dare NBA All-Stars. Only one episode from the first season's 65 episodes is still partially lost: Extraordinaires vs. Challengers. A 5-minute clip of the episode was uploaded in 2011 by the YouTube channel Josh Lieberman, and someone in the comments claims to have the full episode since their brother was a contestant on the show, but as of now they're still holding out on us. Another notable missing episode is from the second season, which is known as the Man in the Boat episode, where host Mark Summers thinks this small rowing toy is the funniest thing he's ever seen
What?
and just continuously loses his cool and acts goofy. In 2021, Mark revealed that he is in possession of the Man in the Boat episode, and since the episode's audio has been leaked. Another notable lost episode includes the unaired Old Timers competition, an episode featuring Nickelodeon staff as contestants. The episode ran well over its allotted time and included rule-bending shenanigans, and likely because of its length, rule-breaking, and all-adult contestants, it was never aired on Nick. But in 2015, it was uploaded online and preserved by fans before it was taken down by Viacom.
Oh,
In
cool.
addition to these few episodes that did air but aren't found, are the
Copyright.
highly sought-after unaired episodes of Double Dare that we will probably never see. In one of these unaired episodes, a kid violently falls down the sewer chute, and Mark thought the kid had died. Luckily they didn't,
Ooh.
but after the show, the kid's father, an attorney, threatened to sue, demanding the show award his son the obstacle course's prize, a big screen TV. They of
What?
course obliged, but made sure that future kids on the show did not have parents who were attorneys. There is only one episode in Double Dare history more infamous than this. This episode included a kid with brittle bone disease who lied about his condition to get on the show. He of course got injured, breaking his arm on the obstacle course, and in Mark's own words, his bone went through the skin, and Mark had to leave the set almost puking. The episode was never aired and never will. And
What
even with
the
the show's
heck?
release on Paramount Plus, there are episodes that are still missing.
I wouldn't either. Nickelodeon.
Gibby, the unreleased pilot. iCarly was a massively
Keep it
successful
lost.
show, airing on Nick from 2007 to 2012, starring Miranda Cosgrove, Jeanette McCurdy, Nathan Kress, Jerry Trainer, and series guest turned main cast member
Gibby.
Noah Monk as Gibby. And it's hard to
Gibby.
overstate just how big this show was. Like, 4 of the top 10 most watched episodes in Nickelodeon history are iCarly episodes. And the episode I Saved Your Life is still the second most watched premiere in the network's history, with over 11 million views. The show's popularity led to Jeanette McCurdy getting her own spin-off alongside Ariana Grande in 2013's Sam and Cat. But there was another iCarly spin-off planned, one with Noah Monk in the title role, starring alongside a young Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things.
What?
I'm just messing with you. This doesn't look anything like him.
Oh.
Sometime after iCarly ended in 2012, the pilot for a Gibby spin-off was written and filmed. In the unaired pilot, Gibby gets detention for bringing a weasel to class. In detention, he helps 4 kids who are being bullied. They then go to hang out at the Bixby Rec Center, befriending Flip, a Bixby employee. Since its cancellation, a few images of the pilot and its official logo have made their way online. And in 2019, parts of the script began to leak. There was even one Twitter user who claimed to have won the full script in a Nickelodeon trivia contest, but wouldn't post it for copyright reasons. The script was eventually posted in full by user
Yeah, I remember
Cinedox
hearing
on
about
the
that.
official
I remember.
iCarly subreddit. Images of Gibby's unaired pilot continue to find their way online today, and in 2022, YouTuber Quentin Reviews posted screen grabs of the unaired pilot to Twitter that he had gotten from a subscriber whose mom worked on the pilot. Quentin plans
What?
to release more images in an upcoming video. There's never been a reason given as to why Gibby was cancelled, but as much as I love the character, he honestly might be better suited for a supporting role.
Honey, is it?
Yup. Diarrhea.
What the heck? What?
Invader Zim, the 3D test animation. Invader Zim is one of my most fondly remembered shows from my childhood. If you love this show like I do, you should find some episodes online. It seriously holds up. Invader Zim was an animated series that ran for just 2 seasons, from 2001 to 2002, canceled because of low ratings, production constantly going over budget, and its dark subject matter for Nickelodeon. But from this short run of just 27 episodes came an incredible cult following that still persists 20 years after its cancellation. The fan base is so relentless, they were able to get a 2015 Invader Zim comic series, a long-awaited movie in 2019, and they're still not satisfied, continuing to push for a series revival. The show was made by Joan Vasquez, beginning with a pitch pilot in 1999. During this time, the voice of Zim went through a few changes. Luke Skywalker himself, Mark Hamill, was originally hired to voice the lead, but was changed to famed voice actor Billy West before the pilot was shown to executives. After the pilot, they would recast Zim one last time, finally settling on Richard Stephen Hotwitz for giving such a unique voice to the role. Unlike in the show's first episode, where we actually see Dib, Zim's nemesis, realizing that he's an alien, in the pilot, Dib already starts off knowing that Zim is an alien and no one believes him, culminating in a food fight in the school's cafeteria that Dib is blamed for in the end. The pilot is mostly in line with the rest of the series, with a few minor changes. Zim's eyes are lighter, he has 4 fingers instead of 3, Dib's house is different, he wears a different color shirt, and the school kids are a little different. But one of the more notable aesthetic differences is that the pilot uses a cell animation art style. The rest of the series uses a 2D, 3D hybrid animation. Before deciding on the hybrid animation style, the team created a fully 3D animated test of the pilot episode's food fight scene.
Dang.
There is very little information on what the purpose of this test animation was. Were they testing to see if they could make the entire series in this animation style? Were they just testing their 3D capabilities for its future integration alongside 2D animation? Or was only the food fight scene meant to be fully CGI in contrast to the rest of the episode? The last one actually isn't too crazy of a possibility. In the pilot, the food fight between Dib and Zim seems to transition to a virtual space, separate from where the real fight takes place. A complete animation change at this point would be a pretty strange choice, but it would make sense in the context of this transition. But whatever the reason, the 3D animated scene wasn't used in the pilot, and over the years, the entire scene has gone missing. Way back in 2004, the Invader Zim fan site, Room with a Moose and Gur, posted a Q&A with the staff who was in charge of the show's DVD release. In this Q&A, they asked about the 3D test animation, but the response is disappointing. The DVD team asked Nickelodeon for everything related to Invader Zim, and they were given unfinished episodes, scripts, storyboards, unfinished voiceovers, but Nickelodeon could not find the pilot's 3D test animation. Given that it's been 18 years since this interview and nothing has shown up, we might have to face the reality that this piece of Invader Zim lost media is gone forever. All we have to remember it by today are a few old screenshots.
Yeah, I mean, that's
There's a
kind of
brand new
sad.
SpongeBob show called You Wish, with no ending, and it's up to you little landlubbers to fix
Oh, the
it.
SpongeBob episode.
Shanghai, You Wish, alternate endings. There cannot be a video on Nickelodeon Lost Media without bringing up the GOAT, SpongeBob SquarePants. There are so many to choose from, but I've decided to go with a classic, the alternate endings of Shanghai. In the classic episode, an anchor crashes into SpongeBob and Squidward's houses, leading to the two, alongside Patrick, to climb the anchor to investigate, finding it to be attached to the Flying Dutchman's ship. The episode ends with the Flying Dutchman getting fed up with the trio, deciding to eat them. The Dutchman gives them 3 wishes, 2 of which are promptly wasted. And when the episode airs today, SpongeBob is given the final wish, making the Dutchman a vegetarian, but he counters by turning them into fruit, ending on a psychedelic bus. Probably one of the stranger endings of SpongeBob, but definitely not the strangest. And if you see the episode airing today, it will be called Shanghai. But when it premiered on May 1st, 1999, the episode was called You Wish. The episode was hosted by Patchy the Pirate in live-action segments played by SpongeBob voice actor Tom Kenny. And on that fateful day in 1999, you were asked to call a number on screen and vote for who gets the final wish, Squidward, Patrick, or SpongeBob. In the original airing, all wishes were shown in order from least to most votes. Patrick placing 3rd, Squidward placing 2nd, and SpongeBob, of course, placing 1st. But all endings can be seen on various SpongeBob home media releases. But what isn't included are the now lost live-action Patchy segments if Squidward or Patrick had won the vote. It was long believed that Nickelodeon knew that fans would obviously vote for SpongeBob, so they never made patchy segments if the other two won. But this was disproven in 2016 when YouTuber Dark Lucario 3000 uploaded the unused clips of Patrick and Squidward
Yeah, I
winning the
saw it. I
vote
remember.
in Spanish. For whatever reason, these clips randomly aired on Canal 5, a public access TV station in Mexico, proving that alternate live-action segments were filmed. This is a crazy discovery, but the original English versions still remain lost.
I think I do. I think the English version.
Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to let me know what lost media topics you want me to cover next. Shout out to all my gorgeous Patreon supporters that help me keep things going. This is Mike with All Things Lost.
Technically, I think there was an English version because I remember watching it. I think like 2 years ago, and I remember seeing that it was with Patrick and Squidward. I know Squidward's wish was that he wished that he never met SpongeBob and Patrick, and so basically, the Flying Dutchman, of course, makes that wish, and that's when it ends up where SpongeBob and Patrick don't know Squidward. That's when Squidward said, "That's not what I meant," and he was like, "Well, you wished for it," and so basically they still got eaten, of course. So they were in the Flying Dutchman's stomach, and of course they were still talking to Squidward. They don't even know him. Squidward got even more mad, like, you know what, whatever. And then, so they got eaten still in the Squidward one. The Patrick one was also kind of funny and stupid because the Patrick one, all he wished for was just a pack of gum. That's it. And so he picked Patrick, and so SpongeBob told Patrick, thank Carter, saying with Squidward, telling him, like, think about, before wishing, see or think what you want to wish for. And so of course he picked a pack of gum out of everything instead of them going home. That's when he picked that, and that's when Squidward was like, you just wish for a pack of gum. And of course Patrick's response was, well, if we're gonna get eaten, why not have minty fresh breath? And so basically they both ate the gum, and of course they still got eaten in the Patrick version. So that's why the SpongeBob version aired, but I do remember seeing the Patrick and the Squidward one in English on YouTube. I think it's still available on YouTube, but I thought it was also in the season. What is it? The season 2 or season 3 DVD. I mean, I could be watching that on there in the. I think it's the full series. I think the full episode's on the DVD, but I think I did see the clips of it on YouTube that had SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward on it. But of course, we already knew that SpongeBob won because everybody loves SpongeBob. But yeah, I think I remember. I don't remember watching the original version, but the edited version I still of course the edited version they still have today is the one where they don't have the number anymore, and then they shortened it. So I guess the original version was almost like an hour long or 30 minutes, and so this version is now like 11 minutes long because it's just the Apache segments, but except he didn't tell anybody who's a winner. So it basically, I guess the ending, instead of him revealing who won, he just blows up and that's it. But yeah, anyways guys, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.